Welcome to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Kristina 𝗱𝗡𝗀𝗃 and Rob 𝗱𝗡𝗃 of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. To our viewers at home, we're talking about a very important topic today: refinance your finances and your retirement. I mean, we know we're always looking for ways to refinance things because obviously it's just better. It's better to refinance, get that lower rate. So Kristina, how are you today?
Oh, fantastic. We always have so much fun. It's just a great day.
We have so much fun. I always look forward to our time together in the studio. The shows are fun and they're informative, and I know the viewers enjoy all of the information that you and Rob share.
Yes.
Definitely. Rob, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Just happy to be here.
Me too. I'm so happy to be together. So this is such a very fun topic today. We know about refinancing different things. You refinance your house, you refinance your mortgage. We're talking a little bit today about refinancing your finances, refinancing your retirement. Kristina, what does that mean?
Well, I think about a refresh of your retirement.
Nice.
And you should have a review on a regular basis when we're talking about refinancing your retirement. Folks, what if when you started your retirement, I'm going to throw out the C word out there, what if it was before COVID?
Ooh.
Things have completely changed. Number one, the biggest thing that people are coming into the firm telling me that they're concerned about is inflation. So does your retirement calculate inflation through your entire retirement years to make sure that you're not going to run out of money and you're going to continue the same lifestyle that you're used to? And then what about your taxes? But in refinancing your retirement, let's say that it's like a home mortgage. So we know that you love to refinance your mortgage when the rates go down. What about refinancing your retirement when the rates go up?
Ooh.
That's a really big deal.
That really is a big deal. Rob, why should someone consider refinancing their retirement right now?
Well, it's just what Kristina said. The rates are up right now, compounding interest. You've seen it so many times work against you when you have purchased your home and you look at that final statement and you're like, holy cow, what am I paying in interest fees? Turn it around. Let that work for you. It's out there. It's available. So if you have that extra money, let's take another look at it, see what better products could be available for you at this point in time, because that does change every day.
Kristina, have you had a client come in recently that you and Rob have helped and you discovered that refinancing their retirement was a refresh? And let's talk about what happened with that.
Absolutely. And we actually had the conversation about how it's kind of like your car, how these things just change and they evolve through the years. My first car was a 1978 Mercury Bobcat, so I had my brights and my dims on the floor, my 8-track player. I mean, this was awesome. But now the cars are basically like a spaceship and they just drive themselves. Retirement has really evolved. It's completely different than it was 20, 30 years ago, even 5 years ago. So if you're not sitting down with a professional talking about how things have truly changed, what if something's changed in your life? What if you've had a major shift in your overall retirement plan because maybe you've lost your spouse, either by divorce or death, one of the two? Oh, that sounded really bad, didn't it? Losing your spouse by divorce? Not really.
But it happened.
But yes, what if that did happen? You lost your spouse because they died or you divorced them. Same thing. And
Still goodbye in one way or the other.
Very difficult.
It's very true.
Yes, very difficult no matter what you do. So
absolutely.
That could be a reason, absolutely, to refinance your retirement. And I do have a gentleman that came in and did get a divorce. And so we're having to start all over. I mean, the drawing board is completely blank and we've got to start all over because it's with half the money.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So what types of products, Rob, would you be looking at with these higher interest rates environment to help someone understand what that really would mean for them long term for retirement?
Well, it's going to be a wide variety of products. It could be annuities. It could be invested in the market. Whatever is going to be suitable for you. Again, we've talked about this in the past, and we love talking to you about your needs, and no individual's needs are the same as others. So getting that together, finding out which exactly are your needs, we want to do that for.
Rob, thank you so much. So Kristina, I would think that guaranteed income gets better with the higher interest rates. Would that be true?
It sure does. I mean, it does get better. Can you imagine what it would be like if we continued on the same path? So even though inflation is very difficult, it actually creates that higher interest rate environment to where your income can go up if you're on guaranteed income, and it continues to increase with the market rate. So for example, if you're inside of an income product, I don't like specific products, just to make sure and put that one out there, because there is no one size fits most. There's no way.
Okay.
But let's say you're in an income product and just in general, it does have an availability for an increasing interest rate based on the market. You're seeing something really good right now. This is phenomenal. And as we're having increases in income, it's meant to hedge against inflation. So it's actually doing its job. As inflation goes up, the rates go up. So we just want to make sure that you're in the right place. For those of you who are worried about the market right now, I don't want to talk about the timing. I don't want to talk about politics or anything at the moment, but I will tell you, if you're not talking to someone about refinancing your retirement and you're concerned about the political environment or maybe just the overall world economy, you're missing the boat.
Absolutely. Rob, I want to talk a little bit about how investment strategies change from different times. Obviously, Kristina alluded to divorce and death of a spouse, if you will. Job change, can that factor someone's overall strategy as they're moving towards retirement?
Sure it can. People are all the time switching jobs right now because things have gotten at too low of a capacity and too high of work to do their job. They're stressed out and they want to do something else. They want to plan for something else. Maybe they've got grandchildren that just popped into the picture and they want to spend more time, so they dial back the amount of time they're working, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to make their money last. There's different things that are going on for everybody right now, and like I said, the grandchildren, that's a wonderful thing, right? We're getting ready to be grandparents for the first time, and we're so excited about this, and we know that when they need a babysitter, we're going to be there.
Oh, yes.
So they want to be able to have that availability.
We're not babysitters, we're baby buddies. He's going to be our buddy.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
That's so great. I'm
He's
so
going to be
excited.
spoiled rotten is what he's
can't
going to
wait.
be.
No,
Yes.
no.
With
It's
love.
not spoiled rotten. It's overly accommodated for. We have to make sure it doesn't sound like rotten sounds bad, doesn't it?
Yes, but I like what you just
overly
said.
Accommodated.
Overly accommodated
Yes.
for. I
The
love
answer is
that.
always yes. Can I please have ice cream for breakfast? Yes.
Absolutely, you can. That's a great idea. So basically, I want to talk a little bit more in depth, if you will, before our first commercial break. You're so passionate about carving time aside each week for all the new clients that come in. First of all, how do you even do that? Because I know that you're so very busy, and yet you do. Let's talk about what that first visit feels like and how you make time for it.
Well, one of the things that I take great pride and joy in is making sure that I realize every day how extremely blessed that we are.
We are.
And when you're so blessed, you should be giving back to other people. And it just is such an amazing journey to get to listen about everyone else's life and to get to be a part of that. And for all the new folks coming in, yes, we do offer a complimentary consultation. That doesn't mean that it's not free. Your time is very important, just as our time is very important as well. But a lot of firms are charging several thousands of dollars for this. I want to give this to people. I think the information should be free. And when you do come in, we're going to give you a complimentary copy of the book, The Retirement Train, as well. We love to share this. I know you will find some great information here that will apply to you. There are a lot of financial books out there, a lot of information, a lot of videos. And folks, I want to help all of this make sense for you. That's something that may sound a little silly, but sometimes people come in and tell me they're just absolutely confused because some advisors are talking down to them. Well, let's make sure that you understand in plain English exactly what's going to happen and what's best for you.
And I love how you always say, Kristina and Rob, both of you, that there are no silly questions. Like whatever someone is thinking, you want them to freely express it, that you're there to listen.
Yes, and
We
just
do.
like the grandson, no limit on questions either,
There's
right?
none, and we're not going to put this at a master's level discussion or anything of that nature. We're going to keep it real, just at a regular conversation that you can understand. And we pride ourselves on being very conscious about that because we don't want to talk over your heads. We don't know, in grand scheme of life, we don't know more than you. And we know more than you about this particular subject, but we're the same type of people, and we want to help. That's just the main factor for us.
Rob, thank you so much. Kristina, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, there's a number for you to call on your screen. That number is 877-893-5099. What you're being offered today, quite simply, is the gift of time. Make the time to come in, sit down with Kristina and Rob, and let them get to know you. Remember, there's no silly questions. If you're thinking about something that you want to ask and you're concerned about your financial horizon, Kristina and Rob are offering you a very warm and safe environment to speak freely. That number again, 877-893-5099. You've worked your entire life to get to the retirement years, and you deserve to have the retirement of your dreams. If you don't have your pen handy, that's okay. You can grab your smartphone, click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That will take you right to Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services landing page. We're going to take a very short commercial break here on your Powerful Legacy TV. Don't go anywhere. We're talking about the changes on the horizon with the rising interest rates. And if you don't make a move today, how can that impact you in a negative way? Stay tuned.
Have you ever considered refinancing your retirement? When interest rates are low, you might be able to refinance your home, your car loan, and even your credit card rates because it could help you keep more money each month. Yet when interest rates go up, it may make sense to refinance your retirement. Higher interest rates could provide income opportunities that you may not be aware of. What works for your portfolio during low interest rates may not work for you when interest rates are high. Find out if a retirement refi could work better for you. Give us a call today and schedule a complimentary Refi Your Retirement Review.
Welcome back to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Kristina Ping-Kepperling and Rob Kepperling of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. And we are talking about refinancing your retirement, how these higher interest rates can be a benefit to you, and sometimes they can impact you negatively as well. Stay tuned. So I want to ask you, Kristina, right off the bat, the problems that increasing rates can have on your overall financial plan. I know it can sometimes be a positive when we're talking about refinancing, but let's talk about what the negative impact could be as well.
So just think about this for a moment. If you don't take advantage of that rate, you've actually had phantom losses. That's really what we like to call those. And when you're thinking about what you have lost, that's when you've paid into something that necessarily you shouldn't have, or when you've not earned something that you should have. That's what that looks like. And the best way that I can actually nail this down is going to be, think about your health care for just a moment. Expensive is not necessarily better. So what if healthcare has shifted and your needs have shifted and you didn't go back in and take another look at your overall healthcare plan, and maybe you could have been paying less in premium or maybe less for some of those drugs that you needed to take care of you? And then what about those fees with the advisor? I'm going to make a couple of advisors mad here for just a minute, but you should have a complete, transparent relationship with your professional to where you know exactly what they're making and why they're worth it. Those fees could be a really big deal. Maybe you're refinancing so that you can get lower fees with an advisor. That could be another way to have that conversation. If you're not taking advantage of these rates right now, you're actually losing in those phantom earnings.
We can take it, look at just like anything else. You have a 401k, you're not putting that money, which you're getting matched into the 401k. Or you're looking at taxes. People can say all the time that they anytime they want to, that these big corporations, they don't pay taxes, and they do pay taxes. They pay them to where they want them to go. But let me ask you a question. If you had the ability to cut 20% off your taxes, do it the right way versus giving the government 20% extra, how would you do that? So you don't want to leave money on the table, and that's what we're here for.
Rob, I want to ask you a question about bonds. How can higher interest rates impact bonds with the 60/40 portfolio specifically? Because a lot of people look at bonds as a safe vehicle.
Well, the price of bonds are up, the rates are down.
Okay.
And vice versa. So you've got to be real careful when you're selling. It's not a good time to sell bonds right now. We just need to have that as we look at your overall portfolio. We need to make sure what's right for you. And we don't, again, that might be another situation where you would lose money if you went to sell right now on certain bonds, not all. But we would like to have that conversation with you.
Well, the prices are down. It's kind of like a seesaw. So actually the prices are low and the rates are high.
Yeah.
And then shifting backwards, just like Rob was explaining. So you definitely want to buy when prices are lower, just like with a home, right, Cynthia?
Absolutely, 100%.
Buy when those prices are lower and the rates are up in your favor, so you're actually earning more on that. Have that conversation, because long term, this could be a huge impact to your portfolio. Now remember, in that 60/40 rule, we want to talk about some safer solutions, but we also want to talk about still having an opportunity for growth. So let's just say that you do have 60% in bonds because you're concerned about loss and you think that that's the most safe option. Remember that bonds are a market. You can still lose money. What if you're locked into a bond that's only 2%? I'll tell you one thing that's worse is that I have a client who was placed in a bunch of municipality bonds because they were told that they wouldn't have to pay taxes. It was all with pre-tax money. Yes, you do have to pay taxes.
Wow.
So those type of mistakes can be caught very easily with a second opinion.
And that is so key and so crucial. And I'm glad that you mentioned a second opinion, because obviously sometimes people are afraid to make change. They think that their advisor is just doing okay, if you will. Kristina, how important is a second opinion from someone with a totally different perspective, if you will, a fresh set of eyes?
Cynthia, you know I don't like change either. I'm just going to tell you, I don't want a new car because I don't want to know where the new gadgets are. I don't want a new phone because I like mine just the same way.
Right.
I have my same morning routine. My dog and I do the same thing every day. But yes, sometimes you do have to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. And sometimes you do need to just have a look at that, and it can feel a little uncomfortable. One thing I really love is that as folks are coming in, sitting down, bringing all their information together, whether you think you have a plan or you're just getting started, one of the two, and I watch the stress melt from your shoulders just as you receive information. That is huge. I've not had one single time that someone's come in the office and said, I didn't learn anything, I know everything, and I didn't need anything. That's never happened.
And on the flip side of this, I've sit and witnessed Kristina do this. Somebody came in and they said, I've got a large portfolio here. We want you to look over it. I want the second opinion. They went through everything, and it was in good shape. It really was. The one thing they weren't really sure about is something that was a very strong part of their portfolio. And they said, well, I'd like to take a couple $100,000 and just go ahead and have you write that for me. And she said, no, your advisor did a great job for you. You need to go back to that person. So in those cases, we're going to tell you one way or the other. We're not going to say your advisor is doing a bad job on every single one of them. We'll let you know if they're doing a good job. We'll send you back to them. That's still part of the second opinion. We just want to do the right thing.
Rob, thank you so much. Kristina, let's talk about the positive impacts now on those rising interest rates. We're going to talk about the happy news. What are the benefits there right now?
Just think about this. You just get a better earning. That's all that it really boils down to. These higher interest rates, you're getting a better earning. That's like a better coupon. The more you're going to get off on the overall cost in the environment. And when I think about what it really means to have a high interest environment, folks, there are so many really terrible pieces of information out there. First off, I hear that you should never have debt. There's a motivational speaker out there that talks about debt all the time, and there's no one size fits most. Well, let me give you a small example. Let's say that you take $25,000 out of your retirement account and you have to pay the taxes on that. So right out of the gate at 22%, you're at about $6,200. Well, then let's say that you also would have gained money on that amount, that $25,000 plus the taxes, over a 5-year period or 60-month term. That would have been another $6,300. Wait a second, if you buy a car, then in just a couple of years, that could only be worth about $21,000. Well, the interest on the $25,000 over 60 months would be about $5,500. You could lose between taxes, your phantom earnings that you would have lost on all that money, plus the depreciation, over $18,000. That's when you have the conversation, is it better to finance or is it better to take it out of the retirement? It's the same type of situation with the finance inside of the retirement. Is it better to take more money out and pay more in taxes right now and do some Roth conversions, or is it better to wait? How long does that take to break even? Having that conversation with a professional, it's very eye-opening. It's very sobering because you'll realize quickly these high interest rates could actually be a great thing for you.
Kristina, thank you so much. Rob, I know that you and Kristina have set aside specific time blocks for new viewers and new clients. Let's talk about what that is before we open the phone lines. What offer do you have today?
So folks, if you're concerned about some of the topics that we're talking about today, and they're on your mind, and they're going to continue to be on your mind, we want you to call us at 877-893-5099. We want you to claim your complimentary review. It's something that's yours. We have it set aside for you, and we're happy to do so. We're very, very fortunate to be able to offer this to you, and we are here and ready. So pick up that phone and give us a call.
Rob, thank you so much. Kristina, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, you don't want to miss this opportunity. I can assure you, I have known Kristina and Rob 𝗱𝗯𝗯 for so many years. They are as genuine in the office as what you see on TV. They're offering you this complimentary consultation. Don't miss the opportunity to take advantage. 877-893-5099. Or if you don't have your pen handy, go ahead, grab your smartphone, click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That will take you right to Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services landing page. You can schedule your time accordingly. You've worked your entire life to get to the retirement years. You deserve to have peace of mind in your retirement. That number, 877-893-5099. Don't go anywhere. We're talking all about refinancing your retirement. We have more to get through when we return.
I've yet to see someone come in and they actually have a full plan or strategy in place. That's just not happened. I get so many that'll come in, they'll have this big binder with charts and graphs and all these fancy items. Truly, I can ask a couple of small questions like, well, what is your strategy for your required minimum distribution or your taxes? It's not there. How much is your income going to be next year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road? They honestly can't even tell me the answer. That's why they don't have a strategy. We're going to talk about everything. All the things that you don't want to talk about. Politics, religion, taxes, obviously money. We're going to talk about all those things very comfortably and very happily. I think that today we're in unprecedented times. Everyone who comes in gets a copy of my book, The Retirement Train. It's completely different than any other book out there. It's an easy read, it's fun, it has amazing information that's easy to understand, which is important. You're not going to come in and get that corporate mumbo jumbo, a bunch of abbreviations that you don't understand. You're going to feel very well informed. You're going to feel like someone cares about you, because we do. That's one of the things that I feel like is the greatest blessing, is getting to care for other human beings and show them how we care by giving them that information. Whether we choose to move forward in business or not, people are always very happy, and that's the essence of what we're looking for.
Welcome back to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Kristina Ping-Kepperling and Rob Kepperling of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. And we're talking all about refinancing your finances, refinancing your retirement. We all want you to have a better retirement. Let's talk a little bit about that, Kristina. Someone's definition, I mean, after all, better is just better, right? So what does that mean?
Better. It's just better.
It's just better.
There's nothing else that you can say when you think about all of the things that are crucial for your everyday life. Your health, you want it to be better.
Better.
Your rest, you want it to be better.
Absolutely.
Fun, you want it to be better. I mean, all of
Yes.
these great positive things, you just want them to be better. Well, think about this. The rest of your life, we want it to be better.
Love that.
Let's make sure that you have everything in order. When I think about what your lifestyle needs to look like and what your hopes and dreams are, those need to be in alignment. And one of the things that is just so fun to watch is with married couples, that doesn't happen. That's very normal. My sweet husband and I working together, bless his heart.
We work together. We obviously live together. We have our hobbies together.
Sure.
We spend most of our time together.
Yes,
And it's wonderful.
We're
It's
not in
just
alignment.
better. It's better that way.
No, all the time.
No, I mean, who chooses where we're going to eat? Me.
Folks, if you haven't figured it out by now, I just do what I'm told most of the time. And it doesn't look like I'm a real picky eater either, so I'll just go wherever she wants to go.
I love it. But again, like you mentioned, obviously, you're meeting with a lot of people coming into the office for the very first time. Many of those are married couples coming in with their ideas and plans for retirement, and a lot of times they're not in alignment. How do you help bring them back together at that table? Let me talk about that for just a little bit. What does that process look like?
I do have a whistle and a referee jersey, so that works out pretty well. But when we're talking about getting you in alignment, again, we're trying to make something better. What is it that you personally need? For some couples, we want to sit down and have that conversation about travel. A lot of folks want to travel when they first retire. The number one thing that I see out there besides travel is going to be the honey-do list. We know you're going to be spending more time at home, so all those projects that you've just been too busy while you've been working to get finished, that honey-do list is going to go through the roof. And you think about that, that's going to take a little bit of money, because maybe it's going to be adding a new deck so you can spend more time outside having your morning coffee, or maybe it's a fence so you can get a dog and enjoy all those little moments with a sweet little pet. Or maybe it's going to be a situation where you just want to refresh your home. You want to paint and organize and just get things nice and fresh and feeling great. For some gentlemen, I'm hearing that you like to have that hobby shop out back. So again, just making your life better. We need to calculate that inside of your finances right out of the gate in your retirement. Spending a little bit more, because a little bit more money is better.
It is. And that's one of the reasons why we have couples come in together. You know, we can meet with you at one point in time alone, but at the end of the day, We want the couples to come in together so they are on the same page. And yes, does it cause some discussion topics between the two? It does, but at least we're getting it out there on the table and we're discussing it right then in front of both of them. And then when they leave, typically they have a higher end conversation on what they want to accomplish, and they'll bring it back to us.
Well, what we encourage, you know, for a lot of folks out there, as you're making a decision on something, we don't ask you to do business and we don't ask you to make a decision right out of the gate. But one thing that we do encourage in our firm that is something that's a little different is we encourage prayerful decisions. That's something that's a little different, and sometimes people like it and sometimes people don't, and I'm great with that. That's wonderful. If you do like that, we're going to get along very well.
Yes.
Well, with God in the center, how can you go wrong?
Exactly.
That's right.
100%. The other thing I wanted to talk about, obviously, the importance of coming in together as a couple is education. And I'm going back to a friend of mine who lost her husband several years ago. When he passed away, she didn't even know where the checkbook was. So I think having an educational perspective as well is so important, because so often you hear, well, I take care of the finances, she doesn't need to worry, or he doesn't need to worry. But you have to be on the same page, especially when you have the loss of a spouse.
Yes, absolutely. We've got a gentleman that we retired here in the last year, and unfortunately, he has congestive heart failure, and he's been told that he does not have a whole lot of time. His wife has never been involved. She couldn't tell you even where their bank is.
Wow.
He gets her cash when she asks for it. She doesn't even ask where he's going because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that is very common for one spouse or the other to be making those big decisions. So we need to make sure that the other spouse is informed, because what if something happens? Well, then, not even if you just have a spouse, do you really know what's going on with your money? This is your money. And I want to give you a little bit different of a perspective here. People come in and they'll say a comment like, I'm handing you over all of my money to take care of. Okay, well, that can be somewhat accurate. I don't feel that way. I feel like it's so much more. You're actually handing over all the time, the energy, the just absolute hard work that you have had your entire life to earn this. I mean, there's nothing more important. There's no greater blessing than getting to serve other people, especially when you trust us so much, and thank you for that, to be able to take good care of you. I know I've got some buddies out there that are watching. One of my dear girlfriends, Sherry, I know you're watching, girl. I know that it's important to make sure that everything's going to be in order, and some people have been through so much in their lives, they just need that extra person to be there to just have an ally, make sure everything's okay. We've got that too.
Kristina, thank you. And I know Sherry, because she was one of your testimonials. I had the pleasure of speaking with her, so a huge shout out to her. Hi, Sherry. Well, thank you for another amazing episode this week. So informative and so important to talk about refinancing your finances, refinancing your retirement, and better is better. To our viewers at home, better is better. That number to call, 877-893-5099. We know that you have a lot of questions for Kristina and Rob about how to plan your perfect retirement. They are giving you the opportunity to call and to schedule that consultation today. Thank you for watching Your Powerful Legacy TV. Be safe, be happy, and be blessed. And we so look forward to seeing you back 1 week from today. Take care now.